from Asexualise.com and author of Asexual Perspectives, out on Amazon. Welcome to day 12 of the Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month series. If you haven't had a look at the other videos yet, do check them out. So in this video, I want to talk to you about motivations for sex. So some asexuals have had sex in the past, and other asexuals find it really hard to fathom why this is the case. I mean, why if someone's asexual, would they have perhaps had a lot of sex in the past? You know, why? I mean, for me personally, I didn't realise I was asexual, and I had sex because I thought that's what you had to do in a relationship, but I didn't have it that often as comparison to other people. So me and my last long-term ex, for example, we'd go a couple of months without doing that. So yeah, that suited me quite well. So I didn't realise that I lacked sexual attraction because I had real high levels of arousal, which I've always done, and I didn't realise till I was asexual that I had high levels of arousal because I always thought it was sexual attraction, but I've never actually thought I want sex with a guy. So I have had 5 sexual partners in the past, all my boyfriends. I've never had sex outside of a relationship, never would. I don't actually agree with that personally for me. And so, yeah, that's what happened. And now I know I'm asexual and I don't have to have sex anymore ever again in my life. This is awesome. Obviously, if you're an asexual and you are in a relationship with a sexual person, then some asexuals will compromise and have sex at specific times, you know, specific days. They will limit maybe the amount they have it with their partner, and a lot of the time we will do it for them. So, and my ex, yeah, he was good at sex, even though I didn't want sex. You know, I'd rather have been doing the washing up, and I hate the washing up. So Cassidy, Cassidy's story in the book is very insightful into this because she's had a lot of sex in the past. I'm going to read you a passage from her story now. So this is what she writes. I've had a lot of sex in the past with a lot of people, actually, which is why my friends are so confused by my recent discovery of asexuality. Because since I didn't desire it the way other people did, it couldn't control me. I kind of used it as a weapon. I'm in no way advocating this, but that's what happened. I could get people to do all sorts of things with them by having sex with them. I could get people to stay with me, leave her, drive a couple of hours and spend the night, feed me, take care of me, love me. And it made me feel in control in a time in my life when I felt I had very little. And I think this is really important because I think some people are not sexually attracted to anyone and they just don't realise they're asexual because they're using sex maybe for validation, to validate themselves, to feel loved, wanted, needed, and that's how they're, you know, getting it. I'm not saying all sexuals are like this. You know, there's loads and loads of sexual out there that just love sex. You know, it's what they do. They're a sexual being. But I'm saying not everyone's motivation for having sex is due to sexual attraction. There are other factors, and there might be some people around the world now that are having sex because they think, you know, it's what they're meant to be doing, but also they're using it as a form of validation for themselves because they just feel powerless, worthless, useless, lonely, and they feel that if they have sex with someone, then they'll have someone close to them so they won't feel so lonely anymore. They'll have someone who's, you know, maybe caressing their body and touching it in a way that they would not normally have else. Maybe they live in isolation a lot and they, you know, and they don't see that many people, but when they have sex, that person makes them feel something and they feel connected to someone at last. So there's a lot of reasons why people have sex. And the more I learn about asexuality and the more I learn about sexuality in general, the more I feel I can really truly make a difference and help change people's lives. You know, the people that struggle because they're having sex for all the wrong reasons. The people that don't realise they can be loved without sex. They can be happy without sex. They can have these strong emotional connections with people without sex. I think for some people, they're trying to get this emotional connection through sex as well. And that's not how emotional connection always works, you know. Maybe if you're highly sexual, maybe you'll feel the emotional connection. But emotional connection is to do with the soul. It's to do with the mind and the communication between you two. The body language, the verbal communication, the feeling like you're loved, even though you don't necessarily have that person expressing it to you as well. So the motivations for sex can be huge. And so just because someone's had a lot of sex in the past, please don't rule them out as being asexual. If they believe they're asexual and they don't experience sexual attraction and, you know, they remain like that for a while, you know, it's not someone who just comes along and goes, oh, I'm fed up with sex. You know, that's not the type of person I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who does it for ulterior motives because they're not getting maybe the love, care and attention they need in other aspects of their life. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, well, I hope you found this an insightful conversation. I do want to hear your thoughts on this. You know, are you an asexual that's had a lot of sex in the past? Are you an asexual that's had some sex in the past? Have you spoken to friends and found that their motivation for sex is not usual? You know, it's not the normal, I really want sex. It's because they're using it as a weapon or using it as a form of emotional comfort, using it as a form of validation about their body, about themselves, their personality, using it as a form of control. You know, what do you think? What's your experiences? I'd love to hear what you've got to say on this. Maybe you had sex in the past to use that as a form of control. Maybe you did that yourself, or you know, you felt lost and lonely and wanted validation. You know, share in the comments below. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video with all your asexual friends and anyone who wants to find out more about asexuality and learn more about sexuality in general, because sexuality is a huge spectrum. You know, from aromantics to the grey sexuals and demisexuals, you know, of asexuality, and then, you know, you're starting to go into the sexual. So we're not actually that different, because we're starting off as basically no sexual attraction, no romantic attraction with aromantics, going all the way through the sexual spectrum, if you like, to the sex, people who want sex, you know. We're going up to the grey A's and the demisexuals, and that's kind of where asexuality ends, and that's kind of where sexual people, you know, have their sexuality, if you like, and that's got different degrees as well. So, you know, this is a beautiful world we live in, and let's explore this some more. So give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and embrace your quirky and each other's. Keep using hashtag APAM in your tweets, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.